Welcome to StudyIQ. Through the course of this video, we will be focusing on West Bengal current affairs. We will be looking at important current affairs that have transpired in the state of West Bengal in the month of December 2018. That's going to be our primary focus. You can visit our website studyiq.com and know more about our West Bengal State Services Examination pen drive courses that have been curated by Dr. Gaurav Garg. Starting on with the first important news, the current affairs from the state of West Bengal in the month of December 2018. Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, she announced two important schemes to ensure that the farmers of the state are benefited. Now, we need to remember that the first important scheme is Krishak Bandhu 1. Now, Krishak Bandhu 1 is a scheme that is in the form of an assurance model. This scheme, the Krishak Bandhu 1 scheme, is in the form of an assurance model in which any farmer who is between the age of 18 to 60 years, if in case he dies, he passes away because of a natural or an unnatural death cause, then the family will be entitled to receive a one-time grant of 2 lakh rupees. So you need to remember this, that in accordance with Krishak Bandhu 1, which is based on an assurance model, if a farmer who is between the age of 18 to 60, if he dies, he passes away due to natural or unnatural reasons, then the family will receive a one-time grant of 2 lakhs. Now, approximately 72 lakh farmer families will benefit from this scheme, the Krishak Bandhu 1 scheme. We also need to remember that Krishak Bandhu 2, as we can see over here in the image, according to Krishak Bandhu 2, this is in the form of an yearly grant to the farmer's family. The government will give 5,000 per acre per annum, which will be given in 2 installments to the farmer's family. So we need to remember about the important schemes to distress the farmer's burden that have been taken in the state of West Bengal. Moving on to another important current affairs, a postal stamp that has been dedicated to Naren Chandra Das. Now, this has been a postal stamp which has been dedicated to Naren Chandra Das, who is the famous inventor of Rasgulla, West Bengal's spongy, syrupy, round-shaped sweet. This was launched on the inaugural day of the 3-day festival that marks the 150th year of invention of Rasgulla. So we need to remember this. And of course, this fest, Bagh Bazaar or Rasgulla Utsav, was organized at the Bagh Bazaar Gormita Udyan from December 28th to 30th. A statue of the inventor, that is Naren Chandra Das, was also unveiled on the occasion, and Bagh Bazaar, the book written by Haripada Bhaumik, was also launched during this particular event. So this is also important, how a postal stamp has been dedicated to Naren Chandra Das, the inventor of Rasgulla. Moving on to another important news, the Indian Institute of Technology, IIT Kharagpur, they recently won the DSCI Excellence Award in 2018 for cyber security education. Now, this award was given by the Data Security Council of India. The Data Security Council of India, this is a body that has been set up to protect data by NASSCOM, because there has been a lot of data threat and data theft that has taken place. So therefore, this particular Data Security Council of India, this body was set up to protect data, and this award, when it was given by the Data Security Council of India at the annual Information Security Summit, Information Security Summit 2018. Of course, IIT Kharagpur was felicitated for the focused research that they have put in the Internet of Things, cryptography, hardware security, cyber security, network security. That is the reason IIT Kharagpur received the prize. Moving on to another important news, Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, she announced that 2 new schemes have to be introduced for storing paddy. 2 new schemes to store paddy, and the names of the 2 schemes are Poli Gola and Poli Chattal. She also announced that around 26,000 economically backward farmers from 5 agriculture intensive districts. These are the 5 agriculture intensive districts that includes Hooghly, Jalpaiguri. All these are important aspects which are going to be targeted, which will be a part of this project announced by Mamata Banerjee to ensure that there will be proper storage of paddy. Moving on to another important news, the country as well as Southeast Asia's oldest business institute, the Indian Institute of Social Welfare and Business Management. As we can see over here, the Indian Institute of Social Welfare and Business Management. This is India's as well as Southeast Asia's oldest business institute. It will get the status of a university, will soon get the status of a university according to the state's education minister. This institution was established in 1953 and ever since then has been offering MBA degrees, and currently the institution comes under the University of Calcutta, which is of course a state university, but soon the Indian Institute of Social Welfare and Business Management will be receiving the status of a university. Moving on to another news, Mamata Banerjee is the Scotch Chief Minister of the Year. Very important and pertinent news. So West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, she's been conferred the Scotch Chief Minister of the Year award for a contribution in the overall development of the state, and she's of course emerged as the best Chief Minister in the country. Mamata Banerjee has been conferred this prestigious award, the Scotch Chief Minister of the Year award, on the basis of West Bengal's performance in the field of governance, in the field of finance, in the field of culture, urban and rural development. And of course, as per the Scotch report, the state of West Bengal has won the top position in terms of the number of man days that were created, because the amount that is spent in paying people for their work under the 100 days work scheme, that was also applauded. And of course, in the field of agriculture, West Bengal has won the 5 consecutive Krishi Karman awards and has also bagged the IPPAI award for rural electrification that has come about in the state. Moving on to another important news, for the first time the Posh Utsav was celebrated. The Posh Utsav was celebrated in Kolkata. The event was inaugurated in Newtown. Now of course we know over here in this particular regard that the most famous Posh Mela in the country, it is held every December, but not in Calcutta. It's held in Shanti Niketan, and of course the Kolkata Posh Utsav is an effort to let people get an idea that what happens when the Posh Mela, the Posh Utsav, is being celebrated in Shantiniketan. Of course, this was organized jointly by the Housing Infrastructure Development Corporation, the HIDCO, as well as the West Bengal State Rural Livelihoods Mission. West Bengal State Rural Livelihood Mission, important full form that you need to remember, and of course a private organization. So for the first time, the Posh Utsav, which is usually held in Shantiniketan, this time was held in Calcutta, so that people could also know that what such a celebration entails. Moving on to another important news, the Urban Development Department and of course very important, the Japan International Cooperation Agency, JICA, to develop solid waste management projects. So the Urban Development and the Municipal Affairs Department, they have tied up with Japan International Cooperation Agency to develop a model project on solid waste management. There will be a proper solid waste management, which is involving 6 municipalities, especially in Hooghly. Now this model that is has been adopted by of course KMC, the Calcutta Municipal Corporation, and this was announced by the Urban Development Minister, who's also the Mayor of Kolkata recently. The Japan International Cooperation Agency has already allotted 170 crores for the project, and even though this project is new, segregation of solid waste into different categories will definitely be done under this particular project. Moving on to another important news, the West Bengal Cabinet, chaired by Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, has announced the approval of an online system. This online system will help the process of property mutation, transfer of title, and will also check illegal practices. So whenever we are having transfer of property, that will be done now through transparency through the online system. Now this move will be very helpful because remember, a lot of people have been complaining in West Bengal about the harassment that they face by the block land reform officers. And of course, once the property is mutated, the details then will, so once the property will be transferred or mutated, the details of the property will be updated in the revenue records of the civic body. Of course, the block land and the land reform office facilitates the mutation process, we need to remember. And another important detail is that the cabinet has now given its nod for regularizing land ownership in Midnapur Khas Mahal. This is another separate important news, which is a government land that was leased out to individuals for residential purposes for a very stipulated period of time. Now moving on to an important entertainment news, we have popular singers Shan and Arijit Singh. So popular singers Shan and Arijit Singh, who were handed the Sangeet Mahasamman Award, which was constituted by the West Bengal government at the inaugural session of the Bengal Music and Folk Culture Festival. That was a Bangla Sangeet Mela or the Bishwa Bangla Lok Sanskriti Utsav. We need to remember that besides Shan and Arijit Singh, who were handed over the prestigious award at Sangeet Mahasamman Award, there were other leading Bengali singers like Rupankar Bakchi. We also had Saikit Mitra. All these people were also, and of course music director Debo Jyoti Mishra, who were given the Sangeet Mahasamman Awards. Now moving on to an obituary, very sad news. Unfortunately, veteran singer Muhammad Aziz, as we can see over here in the image, veteran singer Muhammad Aziz, he passed away. The singer, of course, has lent his voice to over 2,000 songs in Hindi, Bengali and Oriya. He was born in Ashok Nagar, that's a part of West Bengal, and he's very famous for evergreen tracks like My Name is Lakhan. He of course made his film debut with the Bengali film Jyoti, so that was also a film that many people remember him for. Another obituary, renowned classical singer Pandit Arun Bahaduri, as we can see over here in the image. Arun Bahaduri, even he passed away. Arun Bahaduri also passed away. Pandit Bahaduri is considered to be one of the masters of Bengali songs and bhajans. And of course, the veteran singer Mr. Bahaduri had served as a guru teacher at the ITC Sangeet Research Academy, and he was very famous and renowned personality of television and radio world as well. Now moving on to some important miscellaneous news that you need to remember from your exam point of view. Alipur Zoological Gardens will be soon sending 2 giraffes to the Nehru Zoological Garden in Hyderabad, of course in exchange of a pair of jaguars, lions and mouse deers. The iconic Darjeeling Himalayan Railway has first evening daily toy train. And of course, the 17th Indian International Mega Trade Fair was held in at the Science City in Calcutta. The ambassador of Suriname has requested, he's of course the ambassador to Suriname, to India, Sri Lanka and Bangladesh. Kanhai has requested that West Bengal government to help their country have a Kolkata style Durga Puja in Suriname. This was of course acknowledged as a great request by the people over here in the ministry. The West Bengal Swarozgar Corporation Limited, WBSCL, important full form, is planning to start a pilot project in Darjeeling so that they can farm the Kadaknath chicken, which is of course known for the taste and high nutritional value. So that's the plan of the West Bengal Swarozgar Corporation Limited. Another important obituary, legendary Bengali filmmaker Mrinal Sen, as we can see over here in the image. Mrinal Sen passed away. He's a recipient of the country's highest film honor, the Dadasaheb Phalke Award. He received the Dadasaheb Phalke Award, and he made his debut as a filmmaker with a feature film Raat Bhor in 1955, which had starred Uttam Kumar. He's of course well known for films like Neel Akshar Niche, and he also passed away. Moving on to some important miscellaneous news, the West Bengal government has bagged an investment commitment of 3,000 crores from 3 important cement makers, JSW, Star Cement and Dalmia Cement Bharat. And of course, to make sure that the OPD, the outpatient department, is hassle-free, for the first time, the state government has decided to introduce online ticketing system. This online ticketing system will be first introduced in in SSKM, and of course it will be followed by there'll be a proper online ticketing system in other hospitals soon thereafter. Of course, this is an important step made by the West Bengal government. As we can see on our screens, anyone who drops out of school in West Bengal will be entitled to get special textbooks so that they can continue their education. So the Bengal government has decided to introduce special textbooks for school dropouts because they want them to be educated by themselves. Bengalis, of course, the Bengal's young table tennis players, they have won 1 gold, 2 silver and 4 bronze medals in the 4th Inter-School National Table Tennis Championship. Another important miscellaneous news is that the Minister of State for Health and Family Welfare, Anupriya Patel, she announced that West Bengal, along with Bihar and Chhattisgarh, was one of the largest beneficiaries of the Ayushman Bharat scheme, which is something that you need to remember. Another important miscellaneous news is that the Reserve Bank of India has launched a survey because they want to know about, this is a survey on the retail payment habits. They want to know how urban people are looking at their payment habits, how they are trying to make their payments. So they wanted to capture the payment habits of individuals in 6 cities. And one of the cities is Calcutta, that we need to remember, along with Bengaluru, Guwahati, Delhi, Bombay and Chennai. Sigma Research and Consulting Private Limited is also engaging with the Reserve Bank of India to conduct this research on the retail payment habits, how young India is paying retail payment habits. And Calcutta is one such city in the research. Moving on to another obituary, Sahitya Academy Award-winning Bengali writer Naren Chakravarthy, known for his beautiful poetry, has passed away. And as we can see over here, Naren Chakravarthy, he won the Sahitya Academy Award in 1974 for a book of poems called The Naked King. He was also the recipient, we need to know that Naren Chakravarthy was also the recipient of the Bangla Bibhushan Award that was given to him in 2017, and he's of course known for his works like The Christ of Calcutta or Calcutta Jeshu, and he was born in 1924. Moving on to another obituary news that we have, renowned composer and veteran Rabindra Sangeet singer Dvijen Mukhopadhyay, he also passed away. He was 91 years of age in his home Calcutta. He also has received the Bangla Bibhushan Award in 2011 and the Padma Bhushan in 2010. Dvijen Mukhopadhyay, he also has passed away. Moving on to another important miscellaneous news, we know that the State Police Services had recently got the welfare board. Similar board has been set up for the Fire and Emergency Services Department employees. So after the State Police Services, the Fire and Emergency Services have also got a welfare board. They've also got a welfare board. It will be the West Bengal Fire and Emergency Services Welfare Board. So first the State Police also got a welfare board, and now the Fire and Emergency Services Department has also got a welfare board that we need to remember. Moving on to another important news, the Bengal government through the power department is going to implement BESS, that is your battery energy storage system on a pilot basis. Now here you need to remember that a battery energy storage system is a system which stores energy through the use of battery technology. It will store energy, and this energy can be then used for future purposes, and this energy will be stored through battery system. The project is of course structured in 2 phases, and the total duration of the project will be 3 years. The project would be implemented in association with, so this project will be implemented in association, the project will be implemented in association with the Energy and Resources Institute TERI, the Energy and Resources Institute TERI. Now, another obituary, veteran CPM leader Nirupam Sen, as we can see over here in the image. Nirupam Sen passes away. He, of course, spearheaded the West Bengal's industrial drive. He died in Calcutta Hospital. He was a 3-time MLA from Bardhaman Dakshin constituency of West Bengal. And under his leadership, under Nirupam Sen's leadership, Bhattacharjee and Sen, under, of course, Buddhadev Bhattacharjee and Sen's leadership, the left front started selling the dream of industrialization, and it also shifted its focus to private investment. He's, of course, one of the most prominent faces of Buddhadev Bhattacharjee's cabinet. He passed away. Now, here we need to remember that the State Fisheries Development Corporation, is setting up a tourism project in Chandanpiri, and this is, of course, the place is located in UNESCO recognized natural heritage site of the Sundarbans. This eco-fish tourism project has been termed as the eco-fish tourism project. It is located in the estuary of the Saptamukhi with the Bay of Bengal, and it will be completed in the beginning of 2020. Moving on to another important news, the Global Blockchain Congress on December 18th and 19th. It was hosted in Calcutta at the Biswa Bangla Convention Center, Newtown. The main aim of the event was to ensure that people explore the potential of blockchain technology. Now, here you need to remember that the Bengal government will be setting up a blockchain center in collaboration with the Indian Statistical Institution. This is important, and the State Information Technology and Electronics Department will be heading the project. Here, it is also important for you to remember that Brazil at the moment is the only country that has an academy that is dedicated to teaching and researching on blockchain. Moving on to important miscellaneous news, West Bengal girls, they won the 45th Junior National Volleyball Championship at Punjab University, and therefore the sports activities, in order to ensure that the sports activities are encouraged, the state government has decided that they will increase the grant under the relevant head by 40%. That's important. Some more important pertinent miscellaneous news. The Bengal government has ordered cold storage owners across the state to store potatoes free of charge for the month of December. And of course, Bengal has been placed as second among all states in terms of employability. This is important. The first is Andhra Pradesh, according to the India Skills Report. Bengal, West Bengal after Andhra Pradesh. It is West Bengal when we are talking about the India Skills Report in terms of employability. All fishing boats in West Bengal, they will now have an AIS, that is an automatic identification system transponder, to locate the fish, to locate the boats irrespective of the boat sizes. This is to ensure that a lot of people who probably are, they get misguided while they are on sea, they will be able to get tracked by this automatic identification system. 7-time national championship swimmer Arun Kumar Shaw, he passed away. He is, of course, he was also a national selector for several years and had won several national championships. So swimmer Arun Kumar Shaw, he passed away. Now, moving on over here to a very important news, the 4th edition of the series of bilateral joint exercise ExCoup India 18, it began between the Air Forces of United States and India on the 3rd of December 2018 in West Bengal. This was a 12-day exercise, and this exercise was there for the very first time at 2 Air Force bases. The 2 Air Force bases are Air Station. For the first air station is Air Station Kalikunda, and the other air station that we have is Air Station of Arjun Singh. So for the very first time it is happening, it was planned at 2 Air Force bases. The ExCoup India exercise is being held after a gap of 8 years, because earlier it was held in 2010, and the exercise is, of course, a long-standing bilateral US Pacific Air Forces sponsored field training. So the ExCoup India, the 4th edition in the series of bilateral drills between Indian Air Force and the US Air Force that you need to remember. Another important news, the West Bengal State Electricity Distribution Company Limited, as we can see over here, has received an award in the Best Innovation category, for its energy storage through hydro concept at the IPPIA Power Awards, which was organized by the Independent Power Producers Association, the Independent Power Producing Association of India. This award was conferred on the West Bengal State Electricity Distribution Company Limited for its innovation and sustainability at 900 megawatt at the Purulai pumped storage project, and it's of course very futuristic approach for upcoming with 1000 megawatt of Turga pumped storage project was also applauded. Now here we need to remember that the Japan International Cooperation Agency will be providing a loan of 5,000 crores for the Turga project, and the total cost of the Turga project is estimated to be about 6,922 crores. The construction of course will be carried out by the State Power Department. Now here we've looked at important developments, important current affairs that have transpired in the state of West Bengal in the month of December 2018. In case you have any doubts in this particular video, you can mention that in the comment section. You can connect with me on Instagram by the name of Nirja Raheja, and you can address any doubts that you might have in this video as well.